Hey guys, welcome back to our Miami Redhawks Dynasty. It's the off season this time as we're going into the players leaving stage, and we have a couple guys that want to transfer out. Will Jados is one of those guys. He was a starting left tackle for us. He's normal development, but he is an 80 overall, so kind of makes me want to try to get him back. Maddox Cobb, a bunch of these are all backups, pretty much all normal dev that we don't super really care about. The only ones that I would somewhat think about trying for would be maybe Jados. Let's try him out. He's got medium chance, and he failed, so he's going to be gone. We'll try also Grant Lyons, as he's going to stay with us. And one more that we'll look at, we'll try Ben Decker, and he's going to stay as well. Otherwise, looking at the seniors who are leaving, Keon Mozzie, he's one of the big names that we're going to be losing. John Young was the starting guy for us. Alec Bevelheimer, the punter. Preston Daniel getting those couple touchdowns in that big bowl game for us. Kobe Hilton had a couple nice plays here and there. Matt Slopeck ends up going to the pro draft, projected first round. Jack Coldiron, tight end, he has a couple nice plays for us. Kevin Davis, though, is upsetting because we redshirted him, and it's still projecting that he's going to leave, though he didn't come in and play any snaps at all. And I'm wondering if it's because he was a coach prestige, and so he just decided to graduate either way. I don't know why. Reed Holsky was the starting offensive lineman. Cade McDonald had a lot of huge plays for us. Definitely going to miss him. Corey Suttle, such a big impact on the defense that he's going to be a big loss. Brett Gabbert, he came on strong towards the end of the season, but he was kind of up and down. So it will be a tough loss immediately because of the 81 overall, but I don't think he was a long-term person for us anyway, even if he wasn't a senior. Kenny Tracy, he came in snaps, and he fulfilled his purpose. Brian Ugwu, he's also going to be a sad loss for us. Andre Johnson didn't really do much for us in general. Ty Wise, though, also, in addition with Matt Slopeck. I mean, that's another big name on defense that we're losing. But if we even go over here into the running back spot, and we go ahead and try to find Kevin Davis, over here, he has no stats at all. He hasn't played. This is games played. None. You can play up to 4 games and still be redshirted. So I don't know why he's not being redshirted, because he has the redshirt symbol over here on the left side showing that we did redshirt him. So if he leaves, that's going to be so sad because he literally has 95 speed. He was going to be the starting running back after Keon Mozzie left. The whole plan was to let Keon and Kenny go back and forth for this season. They'll both leave, and it'll be time for Kevin Davis and Jalen Brunson to take over, if not one of the recruits that we signed. But we didn't really go hard in running backs because we thought we had Kevin Davis with us. But I guess we'll find out what happens in the next week. Matt Slopeck does go first round, so that is awesome. And it looks like we also did increase to a 2.5-star program, so we've been making some pretty good progress with that 9-5 season last year. With our new coordinators, we're going to be sticking with the same base 4-3 defense since the defensive coordinator is different, but he's still a 4-3 defensive scheme guy. And our offensive coordinator, we talked it over in the offseason so far, and it looks like we are going to be transitioning to staying with the spread offense, which is his preferred scheme, but we're going to be going with a UCF playbook instead, add a little bit more of some pistol, single back, wildcat formations, add a little bit more running in there with it and kind of make it more of a balanced spread offense. But we still have way more shotgun plays in this formation than we had in the previous one. And our goal this year is going to be to win 7 games, which is kind of crazy because our goal last year was win 8 games, and we hit that mark, but now it's 7 wins, so I don't know about that. So looking at recruiting, this sucks. I mean, we're a C-plus coach, and they all want a B-. So far, to the point that Marco Devi and George Pruitt are going to remove us as a deal breaker. Like, that sucks. I mean, I'm hoping that none of these 2 guys go after them at all, so we can just kind of, like, let them sit there and hope that we end up still first place and win them. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Guess it helps save some hours because we were going to put some hours on both of those guys. We have 750 hours to deal, and I'm so glad that the people that we actually did sign didn't have Coach Prestige as their deal breaker, so they didn't uncommit to us. But let's see who's in the transfer portal. A couple really high guys up there, but we're pretty much locked out of most of them. Don't know what even the highest person that we could even go after would be. Man, not a single 4-star can we even go after. We're just completely locked out or don't meet the deal breakers of everyone. Alright guys, so looking through all the prospects that we can even have, there's only a few 3-stars that I even found that we could even go after. And then we had to even go after a couple 2-stars, so we'll end up seeing what we can find out. Well, hey, so I advanced to the next week, and guess what? Kevin Davis is actually still somehow here. So I don't know if it's a glitch or what is happening, but I thought for a minute that we lost him earlier. Guess we didn't, so he's still on the squad. But dang, we took a hit from a 77 overall to a 74 overall, 73 offense, 76 defense. Now, obviously, that's without the recruits yet, but wow, that's a hit from all the star players leaving. Which does make sense because we did lose about 15 starters. So here we are looking at the players. Looks like Tyler Toledo pretty close to committing. No one even is going after him, so we'll just keep that 25 on there. Gaining a ton on Terrion Nichols. Absolutely love it. Time to schedule a visit. I feel like really any of these corners, we definitely want to just get them on the squad. So we're going to end up doing another visit for him. So we'll end up just offering a couple visits on some of the defensive players and then this offensive lineman. Otherwise, we'll just kind of jack the points as high as possible. I would say we probably have some decent odds to be able to get just about everybody on this list. Advancing to the next week, and it looks like we got Tyler Toledo, the QB. Terrion Nichols is going to commit. That's awesome. Quashid Scott, awesome. Other cornerback, Nicholas Deloach Jr. Dang, we didn't get Hammond Russell. So at the very last week now, we have a ton of hours, pretty much can do whatever we want. Looks like Sean House should be ours. Should also be able to get Paris Rasmussen. Looks like Ole Miss just backed out. And McKalen Pounders should be ours. Gavin Vimsat, nobody even going after him. Ty Thompson, I think we have enough of a lead that we should be able to get him. And then I'll probably just jack the points on everybody else, and we'll see how it goes. So heading to the last advance, Sean House commits the right guard. And hey, so does Paris. So we got both gem offensive linemen. Ty Thompson's going to join. Gavin Wimsat, Alex Merritt, Kiki Omenahu, Theo Mellon Orstrom, or however you pronounce that. Wow, we didn't get McKalen Pounders. How did he go somewhere else? We didn't get Johnny Demaney. I don't know how we didn't get him. That's kind of crazy. Looks like he's normal dev, so that's fine with us, actually. Looks like we got Cesar Villano. We'll look at all these guys here in a second. McKalen Pounders. Yeah, I don't know how in the world they got him. He's impact dev, so not the best in the world, so that's okay. Sweet. We got Marco Devi and George Prude, even though they both locked us out for coach prestige. They still signed because nobody else went after them. So it looks like we end up signing 22 players, which ends up being the 28th recruited class in the nation. Not bad. 7 4-stars and 13 3-stars. Then a couple 2-stars from the transfer portal. So starting off with the dev from the guys that we haven't seen yet, since we already saw Zach Scoble. Tyler Toledo looks like he's impact development. Star dev for Terrion Nichols. That's awesome. His 96 speed is going to be very appreciated as a freshman. Impact dev for Quashid Scott. Impact for the other corner, Nicholas Deloach. Marco Devi is impact. Star dev for George Prude, the right guard. We love to see it. Impact dev for the other right guard, Sean House. Impact for Paris Rasmussen, so another center that we have. Impact for Gavin Wimsat. We got him kind of as a security blanket in case we either didn't get Tyler Toledo or George Estes. Neither of them kind of work out. Gavin Wimsat is a junior, so he could technically play for a season. Let them guys redshirt so that they're a little bit better for the next season. Ty Thompson, we got him just because he has the silver quick jump and he has 82 speed. He has impact development, so that's nice to see. Impact also for Alex Merritt. Impact for the blocking tight end. That's awesome. We saw he had quick drop, so hey, why not? Normal dev for Cesar Villano. Kind of saw that one coming. And normal for Kiki Omenahu, which we also kind of saw coming because those were two of the guys we didn't really care about. But we love that they're on the squad, so it's time to go to position changes and see what the final overalls are. So as we finish up the position changes, we'll be advancing to the next week, as it looks like we level up a bunch of times and get 30 coach points, and it's time to see the training results. So we upgrade a handful of times. We're now a level 10 coach with 30 skill points to use to upgrade, so I think we're going to have to use this on some of this recruiter stuff. I think what we'll do is we'll spend some on wide receivers to be able to get that to tier 3. We'll move our linebackers also to tier 3, and then we're going to be able to spend a handful on running backs to be able to get them a little bit higher. One more upgrade left, and we'll be able to get to 3 out of 4 for all the tiers of the first thing of recruiter except for special teams, and that's about a perfect balance to what we want. Wow, we shot up to an 81 overall. An 80 offense and an 82 defense. Quarterback-wise, Henry Hessen jumps to a 77 overall from a 73. Running back-wise, Kevin Davis jumps to an 80. Looks like Javon Tracy now has double dip and layout. And Reggie Virgil now has silver double dip. We actually have one offensive lineman in the 80s. This Charlie Nank. We moved him from center to right tackle, and he jumped up to an 83 overall after boost, with now silver PA shield. Rayon Strader was an 82. He's now an 84. Looks like he has ball hawk and house call right now. So, I mean, those are nice. Luke Evans wasn't even in our top 5 corner list, and now he jumped all the way up to a 78. And he has silver quick jump. Same here with Ryan Kahn. He wasn't even close last year, and he's up to a 99 change of direction. Silas Walters now has ball hawk. There's a lot of guys that have ball hawk on this defense. We moved Caleb Tubbs over to safety, and he jumped to an 82 overall, and he has gold house call. Eli Blakey now went up to silver blow up with house call. This guy's going to be awesome. So taking a look at the schedule for next season, we're going to open it up right away at Missouri. Then we'll be coming back home for the rivalry game against Cincinnati for the rematch, this time at our stadium. We'll then be playing against the Miami Hurricanes at home and Western Michigan on a bye week, and then we start a little road stretch against Central Michigan, Buffalo, and number 25 Kansas State. Back home against Toledo and Akron. Back on the road against Ohio and Northern Illinois, and then we end the season at home for Senior Day against Ball State. Looking at the preseason polls, I mean, we're projected to win the MAC conference this year, as we have the highest overall team in the entire conference. We're also starting to get some love in the preseason All-Americans for the MAC conference. We had quite a few first-team starters, and even a second of the second-team starters. So moving on to recruiting for Season 2, we actually had a lot of interest from not necessarily 5 stars, but we had some available 5 stars. We actually had a lot of 4-star interest. So we're going to go ahead and scout these guys as much as we can with our 625 hours, and we'll see if we can find any gems. So we didn't have a ton of points to use on scouting, but we did end up scouting a few of these guys, and this is one of the best offensive linemen I've even found without fully scouting him. Already has ground and pound, 95 strength as a true freshman. This guy would be ridiculous. We also found a corner with 97 speed and jammer, a running back that's a gem with 94 speed and 360. Then we found a couple 95 speed corners, and then a pretty quality defensive tackle and outside linebacker to rush the passer, but we'll see how it shapes up. But that'll about end it for this video. The next video will go over the beginning of Season 2, including the first game of the regular season, which is a big matchup against Missouri on the road. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it, because I am super pumped for that video. But until then, why don't you check out one of these ones.